Hi. Cute start. I'm back, I guess. This might be video 2, or again, I might delete it. I know that you can probably see my little earphone mic on the side. I'm trying to improve the audio quality, but we're working with no budget here. This isn't low budget. This is a new art form called no budget, and I hope that you can just appreciate my struggles and my journey into making these better, if not great. Not sponsored by Vitamin Water, but please sponsor me, Vitamin Water. Anyway, today's topic was just like an inspired choice that I thought of that I'm sure no one has ever talked about before. And I wanted to talk about crushes. I'm having sort of like a sleepover vibe. It's what I want you guys to be feeling. I have some comfy pants on, and I'm just chilling on my floor. My bed's right there. I'm not going to be in it because that'd be very far away. But that's the scene, no makeup on, so you can see my blemishes, which I am just thrilled to have. I love being 12, even though I'm 19 years old. But yeah, I wanted to go through pretty much all of my crushes since I have been alive. And to clarify, when I say crush, people use the term crush from afar, and all my crushes are from afar. If they're up close, then I like someone. So I'm not going to talk about any of those. This is talking about people that I don't really know, that I would never pursue in any way, at least not at this point in my life. It's a little foreshadowing there for you. But boys that I just thought were so cute and that my little young heart couldn't handle, honestly. Yeah, I probably won't change the names of the ones from like elementary school since like I was a kid. Around middle school, I started to I'm like still in contact with some of these people and or their friends, so some code deception, encryption, if you will. So I don't really remember any of my crushes from my first few years, but I think the first one I was maybe 4 or 5, maybe even 3, but probably 4. I believe his name was Dylan, and Dylan I think was a year younger than me, so I was a cougar by the age of 4. But I just thought Dylan was so cute when we talked about getting married, and I was like, oh my gosh, he likes me so much. And we would just like play like lions together in like the church basement, because that's where I knew him from. And I don't know what happened with me and Dylan, because he was like, we're gonna get married, and I was like, oh yeah, we'll be better. But nothing really came of our relationship. So Dylan, if that is your name, if you're out there, hit me up. I am still single. I don't really think I had a big crush in preschool because I was chillin'. But kindergarten, I had a big crush on this kid named Gregory. But Gregory and I would play at recess, and if you ever saw the Lilo and Stitch series, Experiment 624, the pink Stitch, I would play that one and he would be Stitch. We had these scrubs in our kindergarten classroom, and I like felt like really like a hot hoe in that pink scrub outfit, pretending I was Experiment 624. And Gregory just left the school, and I was really bummed out, and I was like, what the heck, Gregory? So again, if you're out there, Gregory, call me. First grade, this is a boy who was also in my graduating class, but I will say his name since everyone knew, and this was like the big year for crushes. First grade was Michael, who's new to our school, and Michael loved to carry around a stuffed koala everywhere, and I was like, he is so sensitive, and I was really into that as a young child. So I was really into Michael, but then my friend, whose name was Maddie, she was also really into Michael, and I was like, oh no. And I was very into Michael, but I was a little bit less ferocious than Maddie, who was very adamant in her desires. What formed in this culture was something known as the Michael Protection Squad, where a few people, including one of my now best friends, would run interference for Michael as we would play our chasing games during recess, which was obviously very frustrating for me, but I overcame. And also, during a game of freeze tag in recess in first grade, I managed to kiss Michael twice, once on the back and once on the cheek. And I was like, my first kiss, this is crazy. Oh my gosh, I kissed him on the back and the cheek. And I was like, that's so nasty. His sweaty spine, I like managed while he was cowering on the ground away from me because he didn't want me to kiss him. Like, I'm so sorry, Michael. Like, I really like want to apologize very profusely. Like, I was not chill. I did not have like the awareness of consent that I do now. And I bless you in your life. Second and third grade, I think it was the same guy. His name was Timothy. And no judge to Timothy, not to be creepy, but he wasn't like that attractive, like for even like a second or third grader. Like, I probably could have done better, but I just like didn't have the resources at the time. But I think another girl that I knew also had a crush on Timothy, and I was like, when can I have a man to myself? In 8th grade, I had a very large crush on a new kid. And I don't know if you guys know about new kid syndrome. Whenever like a new person comes into like at least the school that I went to for all of my schooling, it was like, ugh. And people would like, if they weren't like super ugly, people would crush on them hard. People would be like, oh my gosh, like they're so hot, like, I can't believe this. It was like a big shakeup in the community. So this new kid, who I will not name, I was like, he's so cute, and he was like really funny, like compared to the other like goons in my class. And I was like, oh, I can't believe it. He's such like a perfect guy. And it all like came. There was one day, I think it was December, my 8th grade year, and I was feeling sick. Like I was like, my stomach was like, ugh. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't feel good. And at this time, I got into my head that like now is the time that I had to tell this kid that I liked him. So I wrote him this note. And I was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I have a crush on you. Like, you don't have to do anything. I just wanted to tell you. Also, I'm sick and I went home. And I put it in his locker and I like left the school early on a Friday. So like I didn't see him for the rest of the Friday or the whole weekend. I was like, you just like drop the mic and you walk away. And I think I texted one of his friends and I was like, did he say anything about me? And his friend was like, no. And just like really like cagey and weird about it. And nothing ever came of that. I texted him a few years later and I was like, hey, I'm really sorry. And he's like, oh, it's okay. And I was like, I'm so awkward and I hate myself. Then I get into high school and I learned nothing at all. And in 9th grade, I have a crush on this guy who like did not deserve my crush. This is the crush I regret probably the most out of anything. Because like we were like friends. People were like, oh my gosh, you guys are like married. And I was like, oh, what if we were married? I was like, that doesn't sound too bad. So I was like, oh, okay, I have a crush on him. And also, like, he low-key got me for Secret Santa, and, like, I got, like, a pretty good gift from him. Except that he got me a bag of Twix, but they were gingerbread Twix, so they tasted really nasty, so I just ate the chocolate off the sides like I was Kourtney Kardashian. But I think also on a weekend, I texted him, and I was like, hey, I think I like you. And he was like, oh. And I was like, oh. My soul just shriveled in my body. I was like, you don't have to do anything, like, it's no big deal. And then, like, we kind of felt like we weren't, like, friends really after that. Which is sort of sad, but also, like, the whole situation was a mess. And, I want to be too blessed to be a mess. 10th grade, I had a crush on this kid in the grade above me, but he was, like, 2 inches shorter than me, which is kind of tragic. Oh, also for part of 9th grade, I had a crush on a guy who, like, had a serious girlfriend, and I was like, I'm such a terrible person. I can't believe I had this, like, forbidden crush on a boy. But, like, he, like, was really cute. And they ended up breaking up. He has another girlfriend now. Good for him. But I, like, needed to chill. Sort of the moral of this whole story. And then, like, for most of 11th and 12th grade, I liked, like, the same guy, but I was like, that's like a whole different issue. Then getting into college with college crushes. So if you watched my first video, you might remember Burgundy Sweatshirt Man, who I think I described as a dream or something along those lines. So for the whole first semester, I was slightly lusting after this like senior boy. I was like, he's so cute. I probably even shouldn't say that he's a senior because like I think some of his friends might be able to watch this, but I really don't care. He was really adorable, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like so into him. My friends were like, oh my gosh, like we saw so and so, like he's right over there, and like they would like kind of like do like the wink wink nudge nudge, and I was like, can you guys stop it? I kind of like got out of my hands at one point, and I was like, I don't even know if I like him anymore. This is just like my whole like persona is being like super into this dude. Eventually, he got like this really pretty girlfriend, and I was like, okay, tragic. But like I wasn't like gonna do anything anyways. And then like after he got the girlfriend, he got less and less attractive, and I was like, that is so tragic. Like it wasn't even like I just found him less attractive because he was dating someone. Like people around me would confirm that he was like less good looking than he had been. I was like, that's so sad. Second semester, my first year of college, I had a crush on this guy who was just like such bad news bears, and like I had never talked to him, but like I knew like people who were friends with his friends, and he was just like really hot and like a bad boy, and I was like, ooh, do I like bad boys? No, I don't. I never have. But like, I like to look at him. But nothing came of that. I never approached him. I like couldn't even talk when I was near him because I'm just a giddy little schoolgirl, even though I'm literally 19 years old and I need to chill. But I wanted to talk about all these stories because today I was in my class. So in this class, I've been sitting in the back, but I couldn't hear very well back there, so I moved up closer to the front. And I was sitting like 3 seats from the end, and this like guy sits like in the seat on the end. And then I think he realizes that it's like a left-handed desk seat, so he sits right next to me. And there was a couple empty seats next to me, but I didn't want to move down and be like, ew, I don't want to sit next to you. I was like, that's going to be rude. So he was sitting next to me, but I was like having a meltdown. And I was like, you need to relax. Like, you're an adult. Like, he's just like a man. I don't know. He's kind of cute, though. He had swoopy hair. I'll probably never see him again. Tragic. Even though he's in the class that I'm literally in. But, I don't know. We were like giggling at some stuff together, so I was like, hey. But the other moral of this story, all these stories, is that a lot of times in like middle and high school, like people would like make me feel kind of bad for like liking all these guys. And like while I'm like looking back at it now and being like, oh, that was so silly, like I needed to calm down. Like I don't dislike that part of myself. Like I don't mind that I was like interested in boys. And like there's different ways to handle it, but like if you are a young lady and you happen to be watching this and you like just like maybe want to talk about boys sometimes and you like a guy, like don't let people make you feel bad about that. Like that's like how you're like kind of supposed to be, and it's like okay to be like a giddy gal, like that's fine. And if your friends like don't have that interest, it's fine. Like you don't have to like make them like what you like or like who you like or not like who you like, but like it's okay to be who you are. That's the whole moral of the story. And I don't know if there's like evidence that like people need to like be less crushy, but even if there was, I would say no. Let your heart just like fill with love, and like bestow that love on whoever is actually worthy. That's another thing. If the crush isn't worthy, then you shouldn't crush. But if it's just like a guy and you're like, he's cute, like live in that moment. That's fun. It's fun to be like, oh, he's so cute. I like him so much. I don't want to consume you and make you sad. But if you're having a fun time and he's like a nice guy, like, yeah. And if you want to go for it, like, I've never done that before in like a positive way, but like, go for it. Anyway, I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this, I guess, and maybe I'll make more videos. And I might even edit this one. I'm really excited about that. I don't know how, but I'm gonna try my best. Okay, bye!